This is a Situation Room broadcasting on SpiceFM, on KTN Home, live streaming the show on YouTube, Facebook, and our website www.spicefm.co.ke. We normally broadcast from the Standard Group Center in Nairobi. Today, we are at the Crystal Rivers Mall and Residence, which is in Mavoko constituency, which is in Machakos County. So we are out on location, and what you see behind us is the beautiful Crystal Rivers residences. Okay, beautiful homes, and we're telling you about the 3-bedroom townhouses. There are 4-bedroom townhouses, there are 3-bedroom apartments, and there's a state-of-the-art mall. We'll be talking more about it, joined by two people who know more about the estate and the developer, and of course the development in this particular region. What you have around, where can you get a hospital nearby, where can you get a school nearby, where can you get water, where is the electricity coming from? All those questions will be asked and answered. Siti Muga has the day's proverb. Meanwhile, Waziri wa Methali.
I do. We're still the country of Niger, not pronounced Niger. Niger is the river in Nigeria, and Niger State is also the state in Nigeria. Niger, former French colony. When there are no trees left, birds will perch on people's heads. That's the proverb.
When there are no trees left, birds will perch on people's heads.
Now, trees by their very nature don't left themselves, okay? They tend to be cut down. So when you cut down trees willy-nilly, hapa, there and here.
Humble.
Yeah, precisely. That is precisely what happens. Forget the greenhouse effect and weather change effect. What is that other thing called?
That one you said.
Yes, this is climate change, not weather change. Yes, I knew it has something to do with the change of the weather.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Birds perch on people's heads.
Birds tend to perch on trees, and if there are no trees to perch on, they'll look for an object that they can perch on.
Yeah.
The head is not a bad spot.
Okay.
Yes.
There are trees left around this area of Crystal
Plenty,
Rivers
and I can see them planting even more.
Mall and residence. There are trees. There are trees that are actually also being planted. There's a whole lot of greenery going on and greening of the estate that's taking place. Of course, you have to expect that when you have a new development, and some trees have to come down and others have to remain. And when people move in, the first thing that they want to do is they want to green their space. So people come and plant trees, people come and plant flowers, and they're doing hedges, and it's already looking beautiful. Anyway, let's welcome our guest this morning. Judy Muiruri is a sales and marketing manager at Crystal Rivers Mall and Residences, while Moses Kemibaro is a founder and CEO of Dot-Savvy. We want to talk about real estate development for fine living. Judy, good morning.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to Kenya's biggest conversation. Welcome us to Crystal Rivers.
Oh, we're in your house.
No, you are the one to welcome us now to Crystal Rivers Mall and Residences.
Karibuni sana to Crystal Rivers Mall and Residences. The crew of SpiceFM and the nation at large, Karibuni sana. We are live on location. As you can see behind me, this is what we are selling.
Behind you is the location. Okay.
Yeah.
Moses Kemibaro, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Kenya's biggest conversation.
Thank you very much, and it's nice to be with you, Eric, once again after a long time.
Many years, man.
It has been.
Yeah.
It has been.
Huh? You know, you're getting closer to CT. Last time we were together, we were age mates.
Oh, wow.
It's the beard. It's the beard.
Eric, I would have you know, I've known this gentleman longer than you have. Just
See?
so that we can set the record straight.
Were you age mates then?
No.
Now
No.
you are.
I was an older man. I still am an older man. Yes. In fact, I'm a really older man now.
No. CT, you're still young. Oh, come on.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
Come on, CT. Come on. So we also have a camera that's actually doing the roaming, getting into the house and showing you the house and the interior of the houses. Judy, of course, will be telling us about the various sizes of the houses, the various amenities within the houses. You have the 3-bedroom townhouses, 56 of them, Judy, right?
Yes.
And then we have 4-bedroom townhouses. How many? 82?
Yes.
82 4-bedroom townhouses. We also have apartments, 260 3-bedroom apartments. Of course, when you talk about all these things, there's the difference in size in terms of plinth area, square meters and square feet per house. You'll tell us more about that as well. But let's just start from the very beginning. Who's the developer of this estate?
Okay, this estate was done by Safaricom Pension Scheme, and it was a visionary to create a timeless community with all in-house amenities, including a mall, one of a kind, only on this Mombasa Machakos highway. Yeah.
Why Safaricom staff pension? What made them decide to go into real estate? I mean, they are a staff pension scheme.
Diversification, yes, so that apart from even their members enjoying such a wonderful product, the public can also get to have a piece of this wonderful real estate, a place they can live in and enjoy close to work. As you're aware right now, there are a lot of industries that have moved on this side. There are a lot of corporates on this side. So yeah, it serves as it's such a convenience to for not only the staff to enjoy the benefit of this, but also the public to get to enjoy the same. Yeah.
Okay, so coming into this part of, so obviously in Machakos County, but still a dormitory town of Nairobi. So just walk us through some of the things that are available, because obviously issues come in. Is there water? Is there sanitation system? All of this that have been perennial issues for others in the area. What can people be assured of coming into this space?
Okay, we are actually selling the concept of the future of fine living. And by that, we mean that fine living doesn't really have to be expensive, or we want to, when we narrow down into the concept of future fine living, is because this community, and not we just don't consider it as a residence but as a community, we are offering the state-of-the-art mall, which has a residents only access. We have a swimming pool, water, we have 2 boreholes and a council water, in-house kindergarten. We have a generator for backup. Our apartments, although 5 floors up, they have lifts. Yeah, and the security here is amazing. The property, the boundary, we have a boundary wall with an electric fencing, razor wire. So those are some of the things that one gets to enjoy that we are offering in this property, unlike many other. Yeah.
Those obvious questions that people ask. So is it connected to a trunk sewer, or are you managing your own sewerage? Is there access to water? What's the source of the water? Is it municipal water? Is it borehole water? Or is it bowsers on a daily basis? Every day at 5 p.m. mkuja nje na mtungi tulete maji. Let's start with the obvious, the most direct one, water. What's your source of water?
City Council, Mavasco, and borehole as backup.
So there's Mavasco. Mavasco is the Mavoko Water and Sewerage Company.
Yes. So
it supplies, and there's a constant supply of water. Or is it a regular supply?
Yes. Currently, it's at least 3 times a week, but we are getting into regularizing it. By the time there'll be more occupation, that will be flowing, and we also have 2 boreholes as backup, and we also have water tanks for storage.
Borehole, there are people who will actually tell you that around this area of Mavoko, there's salinity as a concern. So is there treatment of the borehole water?
Yes, they have a filtration system. Yes.
And also does the desalination?
Yes.
Okay. So inside the house, or one central?
One central.
Okay. Then the second bit of the issue is on sewer. So what's the sewer system like? How do you handle sewer? Is there a biodigester, or are you connecting to the trunk sewer that is managed by Mavasco again?
Yes, actually we do have a biodigester treatment plant. Yes, that's currently working very well for us. Yeah, so that's not a major concern.
All right, we'll talk more about the estate, of course, and you'll give us the details, the nitty-gritties. Moses,
Yes.
Savvy, And this Crystal Rivers Mall and Residences, how are they connected?
So .Sav is working in partnership with an organization called the BSD Group. We are consortia that were selected to work on this engagement to try and amplify and create visibility around Crystal Rivers. As you know, it's a very exciting development. It's one of the few that you'll find in the country that's a mixed development with the mall and all these extensive housing options that are available. So over the last 4 or 5 months, we've been working very closely with the team and Judy to ensure that people are aware of what we are doing here, what is available to them. We're looking at reaching audiences not just in Kenya, but globally through various digital platforms. We have a website at crystalrivers.co.ke that provides things such as virtual tours, detailed information, fact sheets on what is available here. And more importantly, we provide a point of reference that people can find online that allows them across all the different social media to understand and appreciate what is available here at Crystal Rivers for them. We see also a very, very big opportunity with the Diaspora segments. We are reaching, people in North America. We have inquiries coming from the UK. You may know Saudi Arabia is now, I think, the 3rd largest remittance market to this country. So you can start to see the opportunities for Kenyans in the diaspora to invest in such a secure and practical real estate opportunity.
If you were to give a snapshot of that, and let's say that you are talking, because I think also just before you go into like some of the other nitty-gritty of what's available here, the diaspora has come into this conversation in terms of investment in the country. I mean, over the last few years. So, what is available here? What is available in terms of an investment? What would you really be investing in at Crystal River?
I think when you look at the way Crystal Rivers is set up, it's quite unique. And I think Judy talked about some of the salient points. But the fact that you have this fantastic infrastructure, the water sources, we have up to 3 different ways of getting water here. It's very secure. You have the recreational facilities like the swimming pool and the clubhouse. And then, of course, you're attached to a mall, which means you have access to, the supermarkets, you have all the gyms and other facilities that will be coming on stream by the end of the year. And suddenly we find a scenario where basically, if I was investing in this location, I know that, for instance, that the prices of the investment are going to remain strong. The proximity it has to schools and other facilities within Athi River and this area is close. You have the SGR, you have the airport, so you have flying in from North America. I jump in a Uber and I'm here within 10-15 minutes. All these conveniences I don't think exist in any other kind of real estate development on this particular portion of sort of the Nairobi and the peri-urban aspects of Athi River. So I think it's quite unique in the sense that it's so much value, so much convenience, so much capability within one location, that it just seems to me that this would be a unique investment opportunity that has so many value adds that you typically don't get in some of the other locations in this area.
Whenever one hears of developments such as this one, the thing that is preeminent in the advertising is the buying aspect. Now, when you say buying, what options do you have for people who wish to buy? I haven't gone into renting. I'm just talking about buying first. I'll be coming to renting later. But for now, what options do you have for somebody who wishes to buy?
Okay.
Judy, you can take that.
Yes. We have 3 types of properties here. We have apartments. They're all 3-bedroom apartments, master and suite. We have now the 3-bedroom townhouses, and we have the 4-bedroom townhouses. The 3-bedroom townhouses being all en suite with a DSQ, and the 4-bedroom 2 en suite, 2 shared with a DSQ. Yes.
Okay.
These are the options we have.
Okay, now, I want to pay, okay? There's this business I'm doing and they've paid me a lot of money and most of it is in cash, okay? Can I just come with a pickup full of cash and tell you, this one you told me is how many million? Okay. If you have 10 people counting, you'll find I brought you that 11 million.
Yeah.
Or if, say, for instance, I say, look, I don't really have that 11 million, but I have 11,000. Now, is it possible for me to live in that house? And as I'm paying rent, I'm also paying for it. These are the options that I'm thinking of.
Yes.
What do you have in place that gives people that diversity and the element of option when it comes to actually paying for the acquisition of the property?
Okay. Currently, we do not have a rent to own option.
Ooh-wee.
However, we do have, our prices are quite good. What we are offering in this area, plus what the property is coming with, the prices are spot on. And we are offering you different payment plan options. One is a cash option, where you get to do your 10% deposit and the balance within 60 days, but this has to be transacted through the bank. And then the second option is a mortgage option, where you also get to do a 10% deposit, and then we've partnered with a couple of banks to give us fantastic mortgage rates for our clients. And the third option is an installment option, where you get to do your 10% deposit, and then the balance we spread it within a period of 1 year.
I can't pay 50% deposit if I have.
You can. More than
You can
welcome
even
to
pay
do that.
100%
You can
deposit.
even pay 100%.
Or 99% deposit.
10% is the bare minimum.
Minimum kabisa,
Yes.
5%.
You can
Yes.
do a 99% deposit, and then on the final day, Judy,
On day
I feel like I
365.
can just give you the final.
How much is it? 5,000 shillings.
Tusisumbuane.
It's coming up to 25 minutes after 8. This is Kenya's biggest conversation. This is the Situation Room, live on SpiceFM and KTN Home, coming to you live from Crystal River Mall and Residences in Athi River, right by the Athi River itself at the bridge. As you're heading towards Mombasa, it's on the left. It's that beautiful mall that you see. It's been under construction for a couple of years. It's complete. Now they're doing the renting and the leasing, getting the tenants in, and then the residences are behind that mall. There are several houses up for sale, and Judy will be telling us more about that. Judy Muiruri is a sales and marketing manager for Crystal River Mall and Residences. Moses Kemibaro is a former and CEO of Dotsavi, a marketing agency that is actually also dealing with promoting these estates and creating more and more awareness, especially dealing with those that are living in the diaspora.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
Crystal River's residences are behind the Crystal River's Mall in Athi River. So jointly they're called the Crystal River's Mall and Residences. Beautiful townhouses and beautiful apartments and a beautiful estate right here in Athi River. Very, very accessible from whatever side you're coming from. It's right by the roadside off the main highway to Mombasa. It's an expressway that comes to Mlolongo. It's a dual carriageway that goes all the way to Machakos Junction. So if you're thinking about traffic, no traffic issues. If you're thinking about accessibility from other quarters, there's the...
Currently, the management company is under the developer. As we continue to sell, they're the ones in charge of taking care of the property and managing the service charge. But once we've sold out and we leave, the residents have the right to come together, form an in-house committee, and manage the property themselves.
So currently, people are paying service charge to the developer.
The management company, yes, and the developer.
Is it a company established aside from the developer?
Yes, it's an independent.
So can residents take up ownership of that company?
Yes, should
at
they,
any point?
if they're
like,
happy.
can residents come up together and say, you know what, guys, we want to determine our own future. So yes, we have been paying service charge. The developer is still here. Yes, the developer is still doing what, but we are paying service charge for the services that we are enjoying. Can we come together and say we want 80% ownership of this management company right now, so we start running our own affairs?
Yes, should they wish to retain the current management because they're doing a good job, they can do that. Should they wish to change, the power is in their hands. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, we're asking that is because we've even seen a big high-profile case about a development company and a management company where they've taken each other to court, with people saying we own the management company, so we own the common areas, and so you shall have to pay according to what we determine is how much you pay to access a swimming pool. And yet I believe that I bought, so I have access to the swimming pool. Where do you draw the lines between the management company and the common areas, the common facilities and amenities, and an individual owner with a sectional title for EO2, Eric Latif?
Okay. For the management company's role basically is to manage the common areas of a property. Anything to do with the inside of your property, that's on you. But the exterior of the property, managing the swimming pool, managing the amenities within the property. That is the responsibility of the management company. That's what they're tasked to do. Yeah, security, garbage collection, maybe servicing of the lifts to make sure that they're working, all that. Lights, CCTV cameras,
Provision of water.
provision of water, exactly. Anything to do with the amenities on the exterior of the property is under the...
You mentioned some things which are part of this property, the kindergarten, the mall. So taking into consideration the playground, right?
Playground, yeah.
All of that, to whom does that belong? Because then, when all the units are sold, you mentioned that the developer will then evacuate. So under whose ownership do those facilities fall thereafter?
They belong to the residents, the community.
So then they would own the school, they would own the mall.
No, okay, in terms of usage. Okay, the mall...
The mall is separate, I can imagine. For 12 million shillings, I own a mall.
All of us own them all together, why not? Yes.
The mall belongs to the developer, definitely, but the shops will be rented out to, and the residents will get to enjoy the facilities the mall comes with. But the building is owned by the developer. The kindergarten as well would be rented out to as a particular, somebody who's in that, to a supplier, to a certain supplier. Yes, but then the people of the community will get to enjoy that as a facility.
Something I want to ask. A kindergarten, what's the capacity? How many students can it take? The reason why I ask the question is, if you have 389 units?
98.
98. Why did I make it 98? It's 89. I flip-flopped I flip-flopped it. And if I take the view that they are, say, each family will have, say, 4 people in it, it comes 1,529, I think. Something like that.
92. What are you doing with numbers? It's 92.
So long as they feature, the order is up to you to sort out. See, I got the 2 and the 9.
Yes.
Now flip it if you wish. Anyway, now, then you have a swimming pool. The question I'm asking is, how adequate will these facilities be? Then you have a clubhouse for this number of people. If people are going in and out and using it, it makes sense. But what about a Saturday or a Sunday when everybody's in and everybody wants to use it? Will the facilities be adequate?
That's a good question.
First of all, how many swimming pools are there?
Currently we have one, but we have green spaces to provision for other
Okay.
Should need a rise.
Yes, the spaces
I would
are there.
imagine, even for a kindergarten, let's say 398 homes, how many of those homes have toddlers who need to go to play group? And so you look at it'll be a smaller percentage of children who will be at that age of kindergarten, and then those ones now who will be going beyond that from ages 6, 7 upwards, who now access the schools in the neighborhood.
Yes.
And we've talked about very many, including Lukenya Academy, the road, Kitengela, Nova Pioneer, and very many others. Diamond is also somewhere around.
Yes.
There are many universities as well are here. Daystar is just down the road.
It is.
So when they clear high school, they go to Daystar, and they can be coming here if you want them to come here. Moses, I want to ask you a question, and this is with regards to facilitating somebody in the diaspora to purchase a unit, right? So as Judy says, you book a unit and then you've got 14 days to put in the down payment, and then you've got 60 days or 90 days to finish the transaction. Does that apply also to somebody in the diaspora?
Yes, I believe the sequence of events is essentially the same, but the difference obviously is that it depends on whether the money is domiciled here, because many diaspora people would usually have a local account with the local currency. They're sending maybe a portion of their salary every so often here, or if they're doing it from the US, then they'd have to, send the money through their bank to the local bank to facilitate the same. As you mentioned earlier, there's several high-quality banks that are already partners who are able to facilitate the mortgages and other financing schemes, and more importantly, they're there to provide a credible way of making sure the transaction is done in the right way. So there is no problem. We are ready to serve diaspora. We are able to essentially acquire their funds for the acquisition, and there will be no problem in terms of how they can go about that. And of course, the peace of mind that it's actually going to where it's supposed to go.
In fact, that was going to be my second question. I still want to come back to that peace of mind. Many in the diaspora, like you've said, have now stopped sending money to their relatives to construct for them a house. So they went into companies, and then they realized those are bigger sharks. Companies where you have sent money and they sent you this beautiful, lovely brochure and told you, we have this house that's coming up, and the next thing, nothing. Right? So what is it that you sell that distinguishes and makes this developer stand out from the other developers who are fly-by-night briefcase developers and all?
I think first of all, let's look at who's behind it, right? It's a Safaricom staff pension scheme. Yeah, this is a very credible organization. They're part of one of the largest companies in the region. So these yes, one of the largest companies in the region.
The largest, that's what I'm going to.
Yeah.
Not one of, it is the. Is there any other larger than Safaricom? Not really. But anyway, go on.
So let's see who's behind it, right? The planning that went into this. It's meticulous. You can see the effort that is going to create something quite unique. The other thing that you find is that we are sitting on site at a real place. You can come here, buy a house, buy an apartment, and move in tomorrow. All right? Now, in many of those instances, what we saw was websites that had renders that looked like real homes. And after 2 years of making your payments or your contributions, you land on site and you find something is on ground level. Right? We are here, you can move in tomorrow. And this is a very interesting thing we see online when we're running our ads on Facebook and Google and all. They ask, is it off plan? Is it off plan? Because you can already feel there's this fear and doubt going by past precedents that sometimes things are not quite what they seem. So we are telling them, come over to site, come and see Judy, come to the office. We'll take you on a tour, place your deposit. In fact, just the other day, Judy, I recall somebody came through Facebook and they were like, I'm on the road, I'll be there in an hour. Then they wrote a message on Facebook, we're here.
We're here.
And you see that reassurance of knowing that you're not at a fictional real estate development, but you can come in, you can look at a particular room, a particular house, and they'll take you to it. So I think that's one of the biggest selling points. You're not buying a ghost house, you're buying a real house. And it is here on the ground, ready for occupation.
Okay. One of the things also is that looking at the ground staff who are here at this point where it's still, many would call a transitionary period before handing over to the residents, ground staff then are hired and maintained by the developer at that point? Or how does that work exactly?
They are under the management company.
Okay.
Yes, so the management company also is the one that, even cleaning, all that stuff, whatever needs to be done, it's controlled under the management company.
Okay.
Yes.
And when does the school open? When does the kindergarten open for business, basically?
Before the end of this year.
Okay.
Yeah, so come January, we can say, hopefully, there'll be rollouts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What next after the pension scheme finishes with this project?
There are plans to do other projects.
Okay.
Those plans are still ongoing. They're still, in the oven. So I can't speak much about that now, but in due time, we'll be able to talk about that and when the time is right.
I asked that because with the development of this project, they've already established some credibility, right? And there are people now who would not be asking what's the kind of questions, is it off plan? There are actually people who would be saying, all right, who is it? Safaricom staff pension? Okay, I already know. I have a unit, or my brother or friend bought a unit and I know that they are dependable. I can now start putting in a down payment in the next project if it's already been announced. So I think the moment they do that, you'll have an easier time.
Yes.
Because it's here, it's something that you can see, we can all see. There's a project that's on ground, there's a project that's already complete, there are houses that are here, they're complete. We're talking about how many units are now up for sale, how many have been bought, and how many are up for sale?
Okay, we are total 65% sold. The townhouses, the 3 bedrooms we are almost sold out on that. We just have very few left. On the apartment side, we have quite a number that we are really trying to push now, but overall 65% sold.
That's a good number.
Over what period of time? Okay, let me ask a different question. What was the target? By what sort of time period do you hope to have sold all? Of course, all things being
When do you
equal.
see yourselves exiting this site?
He's always asking the controversial questions, isn't he?
Okay, we're looking at least next year. Next year, yeah.
Next year.
Yes.
As we conclude then, Judy, maybe you can just mention some of the financial partners that you're working with. Somebody is interested in purchasing today and they'd like to go to a bank, and that bank should already know Crystal Rivers, okay. Not going to a bank that asks, Ati Crystal?
Ati iko wapi?
Where?
So which current financial partners do you have a partnership with?
Okay, we do have NCBA, we do have ABSA, Stanbic Bank, SBM, and COP Bank.
So many banks already know about this.
Yes, many banks.
You go to any of them
Yes.
and you can access the mortgage.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Judy Moirori is a sales and marketing manager at Crystal Rivers Mall and Residences. Moses Kemibaro, founder and CEO of Dot Savvy. Dot Savvy is providing